Hi TheMapleKnits, it's so nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I haven't done one of these videos in quite some time, so there's more than this, but this is what I could show at this current time. And I just wanted to share with you what I finished and what I've been working on recently. So I guess I'll start off with some socks. I participated, I think it's still going on, the Utsubo Socks Cal. The Utsubo means the eel in Japanese, and this part here kind of resembles the mouth of an eel. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll post all the information down below. There's a cal going on. These were so fast to knit up. You might be able to tell one is a little bit shorter than the other one. I made this one first and found it to be too snug, and so I lengthened it a little bit more. I will leave the link down below to my Ravelry. I don't think I've done that in the past, but I've written down some notes. But I think this part was originally 40 and it's a little too short for my foot. I usually wear a size 5.5 or 6, so I lengthened it by a couple more stitches. And this fits really nicely. These are perfect for the summertime, or when it's still very warm outside. I just haven't had the heart to wear them yet. But the yarn is just so lovely. It came in a set, a sock set, and it's from an indie dyer here in Japan. The pattern, I don't think I mentioned, is free, so if you are curious and you want to knit up some really quick shorty socks, I will leave that linked down below. And yeah, it's just, I think this will be like my go-to sock to do if I want to knit up some shorties. But anyways, if you are interested in the Utsubo socks, I will leave, like I said, I will leave the information down below. The yarn is from Noop Yarn, and they are a dyer here in Japan, and I just really like how it's like a peach coral, but it has different variation to it, like a subtle variation. And then the toe, it's not entirely mustard, but the toe also has like different variations of yellow and little specks here and there as well. So there's the first finished object. I am working on pair number 2. I don't think I'll be able to finish it by the time the cowl is done. The cowl finishes, I think, in next week, so I don't believe I'll be able to finish this in time. And I realized after I finished this part that the pattern this pattern here should only be on the instep, like the top of your foot, and then this bottom part should just be regular standard knitting. But anyways, I ended up doing the whole leg. And this is what it looks like. I still have to do the I-cord edging. I couldn't do it at this time because I needed another needle for that, but I did end up starting on this, and then I contemplated, should I actually help myself by not completing the pattern on the bottom half, but I wanted to keep it consistent, so I've been working on this. It kind of hurts my hand a little bit with this pattern here. I will leave the information down below. This is, I think it's a free pattern as well, but yeah, it just hurts my hand a little bit, so I had to give it a little bit of a rest. I doubt I'll be able to finish it in time, but I don't think I mentioned it. I'm using 2.25 millimeter needles here, and yeah, this went by really fast. So there's a first finished object. And then I also finished the mussel burrow hat. I used this yarn here to knit up some socks, and I didn't have enough for the whole hat, but I knew I wanted to use this yarn. It's coming up a little dark on camera, but it's such a sweet pastel color. And I knew I wanted to do one for my daughter. It's not blocked yet, and so I think it will kind of smooth out nicely. But I ended up finishing it with some scraps. Even if she doesn't flip it inside out, this part will show, and it fits her really, really nicely. Her head is small enough that I could probably, once I block it and stretch it out a bit, she can even wear it with the kind of color brim flipped up like this. And this part is like a soft pastel purple pink color, and so if she wants to flip that up, she can definitely do that as well. But if she doesn't do that, that's she can definitely wear this. This will cover her ears if left it like this, but if she wants to flip it up, it's totally doable. I think when I block it, I might stretch it out a tad, just a tad, so that it'll give her more space if she does want to give that extra kind of warmth for her ears. So I'm very happy with that. This is also a Japanese dyer named You and I Yarn. I really like the colorway. She doesn't have it available in her web shop anymore, unfortunately. But yes, so there's the Musselburgh hat. I have to weave in the ends and block it still. So next up is this lovely shawl. I'm working on the Plumpy shawl by TheMapleKnits, Andrea Mowry. And I received beautiful yarn from a lovely, sweet friend. I'm so thankful. And originally I was going to do the Feel Good shawl, but I wanted to try out a different shaped shawl. The Feel Good is more of like a straight triangle, and this one seems quite long. I don't know if I have a picture in here. I'm sorry, I did it in black and white, but it's like a very interesting shaped shawl, so I decided to try that out. It's DK weight. The yarn I forgot to mention is Wandering Flock, and this is my second time trying to do brioche. The beginning part was really tricky and difficult for me, but once I got the hang of things, yes, it's a little bit easier. It's very difficult for me to, like, if I mess something up or if I need to go back, I am having a very difficult time with that. But this part so far has been okay, and it looks nice. It's so squishy. It's so squishy. I hope it remains like this after I block it. It probably will, but I will leave all the information in the Ravelry. And like I said, my friend was so kind enough and sent me some beautiful yarns, and I wanted to use that. The Wandering Flock is actually doing a make-along right now too, and that make-along I think finishes in October. See here, I made a mistake, and I don't know, I didn't have the courage to backtrack. And for some reason I lost something here and it started to unravel. I don't know how that happened, but I have that safety pinned. Because all of the yarns that I have for this Plumpy shawl are kind of solid colors, I wanted some speckled yarn as well. And this was also a gift from her. This is actually worsted weight, so I ended up going down a needle size and just using section A here and using this beautiful rainbow of colors just to start off the shawl. And with this part, this kind of dusty pink, this is TheMapleKnits, is a Japanese dyer, and it's very soft. I was working on a different, I think it's called Find Your Fade shawl, and I was using this yarn, and I just ended up frogging it because I had it sitting in the bag for months and months, and I don't know what it is, but I just didn't have the urge to work on it anymore. You can see there's another little blip over here. But yeah, so I decided to frog that and use that yarn for this part here with the pink. And this section here is just really soft and squishy. And this is the solid part. I think this is called citrine. And oh, I forgot the blue color. But anyways, like I said, I'll leave the information to the Ravelry page. So the brioche I'm starting to get comfortable with, which is really nice, but it's definitely I'm not used to it, and so my hand hurts a little bit here, maybe because I'm not used to the DK weight, and I don't know, I'm not sure what it is. I think I probably need to do some stretches and things for my hands after I do like a knitting session, but I've been working on this. My husband and I have been watching The Office, and I've watched everything already, but he's never watched the whole series before, and so we've been spending our evenings laughing, and I've been working on this lovely plumpy shawl. And the next one is the granny stripe throw. I haven't touched it recently, but it is definitely growing. You can see my little scraps there, and I'm using the 4.0 Hamanaka crochet hook there, and my scissors are here, and I use the yarns from a Homespun House, the Patreon minis, and once the minis are finished, I use that just for one row for the month. And once I finish that, I'll just kind of grab whatever's in there and keep crocheting. So it's looking like this so far, and it has such a lovely weight to it. I can't wait for it to continue to grow. I was very determined to finish this for the end of this year, but I doubt that's going to happen. But I will definitely continue working on it when I can. I used to take it with me to like longer car rides, but yeah, lately I've just been taking the socks, or the Musselburgh, which is finished now. I think I might consider starting another one. The gray one I finished is for my son, or he's claimed it already, so even though that one I really want to keep, I really like how it turned out, but he's kind of claimed it, so this one's for my daughter, and so I think I want to knit one up for myself. And yeah, so this is the granny stripe throw. You can see some yarns are just little strips of color here and there. It's just very random, and I'm just kind of picking at it as I go. So there's the granny stripe throw, and then lastly I'm actively working on the Vertices Unite by Stephen West. This does not have a project bag. It's just kind of sitting up on the cabinet, and I think all of these yarns are from Irodori Yarn shop in Japan. Let me see if there's like a title page. So this is the Vertices Unite by Stephen West, and yeah, I'm just using all fingering weight yarns. The only thing I kind of regret is this little section here. It's a little too blue for my liking, but I think it's going nicely so far. It's very big. There's two different sizes, so I was contemplating which size to make, but I wanted something to really wrap myself in, and so I decided to go for the bigger size. I didn't realize it's different color. Each stripe is different color. For some reason I thought it was like a marled project, but I probably didn't read it properly. So this part here is where I'm currently at. This is the colorway here, And I wanted to also show you the back side, because I think it's also important to show like the wrong side as well and see what it looks like. It's not too bad, but I really like how this brown and olive turned out. It's really, really nice. It's like subtle stripes, but it's not too much in your face. I think after this, I might try out the smaller size and maybe make it more like a neutral. I mean, this is quite neutral as it is, but even more so with just creams, and maybe add some black here and there as well. I think would be really nice. But so far so good. It's not too difficult. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, I'm hoping to be able to finish this so that I can use it for this season, but I'm so concentrated on the Plumpy shawl, and my family is finally visiting me from Canada, so I know I will be busy with them for October, and I'm not sure how much knitting I will get done while they're here. So these are the items that I am currently working on. I'm really looking forward to finishing this one and a lot of the items. I did do a swatch. I don't know if I mentioned that in the other video, in my older video. I did a swatch for a cardigan, and I'm really itching to work on a garment for myself, like a sweater or a cardigan. And so I think once this is finished, this will be one of my main goals. And also a cardigan or a sweater of some type of sweater. I was doing the Comfort Fade Cardi. I might pull back the arms because it's quite heavy down here, and so I might pull back the arms and do more decreasing. I really am a little bit worried to touch that because I worked so hard knitting up the arms. So anyways, that's where my head is at. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoy watching these yarn type of podcasts or videos. So that's pretty much it. I'm curious to know if you are going to be purchasing any advents for this year. I know a lot of them are already sold out. I was really ready to purchase an advent because I really enjoyed the one from last year. It was my first time purchasing an advent, and I ended up started knitting on the, what is it called? It's from Helen Stewart. It was her advent calendar knit for last year. If I remember to, I will put the title there. And it's not finished yet, so I might bring that out. It's pretty much almost done. I am I'm worrying about how I'm going to actually block it because I don't have a big physical space to block. And I might do it on the kitchen table, but even then my kitchen table is not that big. So anyways, so yeah, I'm curious to know if you will be purchasing an advent. I like the concept of the advent calendars. I think it's so fun to open up a yarn every day, but at the same time, with the amount of money spent on an advent, I would be able to maybe buy myself sweaters quantity and knit up a sweater or a cardigan. So I'm in that conflicting area. And also I haven't bought my Hobonichi, my journal stuff for next year, and so I need to think about the budget that way as well. But yeah, let me know if you are going to be participating or if you've purchased any advents for next year. Some of them are the full 24 plus 1 day, like the full 25 days. And there's even smaller advents for like 12-day advents, or there's even 4-day advents where you open up a skein every week or every Sunday before Christmas. But like I said, I feel like with that I could probably end up purchasing yarn for a sweater instead. So I'm a little on the fence. Okay, I hope you had fun listening or watching this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you hopefully next month with some finished objects. Please take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.